Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, Twitch. My name is organMike, and I will be your host for this run of Ys. This is a run being done as part of the Speedrun Marathon Speedrun Ragnarok 2021, being put on by the RPG Valkyries in support of Take This, a mental health charity, and our runner today is FlannelKat. FlannelKat, would you please take it away?
Hello and hi everybody, it's me again. As much as you might have thought I was gone, I can never be defeated, unfortunately. Hello, you may have seen this run, I may have seen this run, I hope I've seen this run. I'm here with Wanderers from Ys, a video game about everyone's favorite character, Adol. Do not listen to the voice acting when they pronounce it Adol, it is Adol. We're gonna hit start. The run will not start until we're gonna skip the intro. The intro is mistranslated, and it's very silly. It talks about this guy who fought a giant demon named Demonicus in the past, but it keeps calling the hero Adol, and that is not... The hero in this cutscene is not Adol. It is somewhat of a mistranslation in the US version, so they basically thought every protagonist's name is Adol for some reason.
Isolation and helplessness.
But we don't need to hear about adventure. Don't let Adol hear me saying we don't need to hear about adventure. Anyway, I'm gonna count us in, and I will hit beginning, and this run will start, and then immediately we will wait for cutscenes to finish. So, 3, 2, 1, let's go. I did it right. I started the timer. I'm restreaming too, so this is not as easy as it looks.
I see the timer running, so...
Music is playing. You in chat, yes you, if anything sounds wrong, audio balance-wise, let me know, and I can fix it. So, this game opens. Adol and Dogi, hot off their latest adventure in Ys 4, are in Dogi's hometown. And yes, I said Ys 4. The timeline in this game is very weird. This takes place after Ys 4. So, Dogi, our best friend from the previous 3 games, is showing us his hometown. We've been adventuring for 2 years, and our blue-haired, wall-crushing friend Dogi is here like, hey, let's go show you my hometown of Felghana, or in this game, it's Kanai. So, we're here, they're talking about how the town is bad, there's monsters, there's poor harvest, everything is awful, the Pope is evil. Well, they don't know that yet. And so, we're gonna go meet Dogi's childhood friends and figure out what's going on instead. I don't have control of this video game yet. Whew, there will be voice acting though, and you're about to hear it.
Well, what do you think? Do you like my town?
Oh, excuse me.
Hey, why don't you look where you're going?
Say, aren't you Dogi?
Elena? I barely recognized you.
Dogi, you haven't changed a bit.
Very funny, Elena. Tell me, how's your brother, Chester?
I haven't seen him in the last few months. I'm sorry, but I'm in a hurry.
After so many years, we finally meet again, and now you've got to run? Adol, I'm going ahead to the inn. See you later.
Alright, Dogi's off, he's met his childhood friend Elena. He's looking for Elena's brother, Chester, because, they used to be really good friends. They all used to hang out or something. It's not really explained. So we're gonna do things like we do in video games. We're gonna buy an herb. I also forgot to set the text speed to fast, so let's go ahead and do that right away. And also, we need a weapon. We can't go adventuring without a weapon. We also showed up without a weapon despite having some godlike weapons in the previous game. And they're going to tell us about Tigre Mine and how there was monsters in the mine that came out of nowhere. The mayor is stuck in the mine.
Monsters! They came out of nowhere. Mayor Grady is still trapped in the mine. Someone must rescue him. Who are you?
Really? Adol is a silent protagonist, but all the lines in yellow are his dialogue.
But we haven't heard from him.
He is classically never speaking. Alright, so let's put on our weapon because that's probably helpful. And let's go wander out of town. So this is kind of the black sheep of the East franchise. It's my favorite one. It is kind of the Zelda 2 of a classically top-down franchise. It is the only side-scroller in the series, and it's, you know, it's amazing. It's got incredible music. East always has amazing music. I'm gonna take a save out here, because this game, it sort of has iframes, but it doesn't like to use them very well. And Adel is about as strong as a paperclip in terms of taking damage.
Not one of the fancy alligator ones, I suspect, either.
Oh no, he just, you know, like, have you ever, well, have you ever fist fought like a plastic bag? Because it goes a little bit like that.
I can say yes, but I will provide no more details.
Okay, we're not allowed to ask about your plastic bag combat. Alright, so let's actually not die here. Never mind. Let's actually die here. It's
RNG manipulation.
Oh yeah, no, I'm setting the RNG. I wanted this bug to go left instead of right. Now that we've successfully set everything correctly, we can just not die. Fizio, I did invite you. I don't love these bugs here. If I die again, it's not entirely my fault. Theoretically, I could just walk out of the cave and get my health back. So where's the fun in that? Now we've got a little bit of it. Okay. You're gonna see me saving a lot, because you can save anywhere, except for bosses. So I wanted to get one level before I come down here, because that means I can guarantee killing these ogres if I don't move when they swing at me. So we're going to pick up this power ring and just move on. And people are talking about the Genesis and the SNES versions. All of these games are very different depending on what console you play them on. The Genesis version is very silly because you're maximum level immediately. The SNES version is very silly because it's awful and don't play it. I played through the NES version recently. That's a thing that exists. I have a fear that the NES version is like the most traditional to the original source material. And that's a terrifying prospect.
So the purists out there have to deal with 2 buttons then?
That's what I've got on my controller right now. Since I'm playing on console, I am playing on a TurboGrafx 16. Look at all these bugs. And the TurboGrafx 16 has 2 buttons. It's got a 1 and a 2. Basically, your A and B. It looks a lot like an NES controller. But it has turbo switches on it, which we will not be using in this run, except when I feel like jumping very silently. So we'll be using it for jumping. That's about it. And we're going to pick up this pendant. We don't know why we need it yet, but we need it.
Does Roy want it back?
Roy doesn't. His grandmother does. Roy is dead? Question mark? No, I'm not going to talk over Chester.
Immediately.
Look at Chester's raw
What's
power.
going on here? Where's Grady?
Move! Ow!
It's like 8 feet.
I'll be
It's such a strong punch.
Who was that guy? Mayor Grady is still in there somewhere. I tried to find him, but the mine is too big. Take this key to the storehouse, where you will find a hidden sword. Hurry! Only you can help the mayor.
Alright, we've got a storehouse key. Someone in chat brought up Oath of Felghana earlier. There was a remake of this game that plays in a top-down perspective in the Arc engine. And it is like a full remake on this that fleshes out the story, makes the game way longer, unnecessarily long in my opinion, but it is pretty good. We're probably going to save after every single cutscene because if we die, we don't want to watch that again. I mean, I want to watch it again. That's why I've played this game like a billion times, but unfortunately, we do have a marathon here. Fortunately, rather.
Unfortunately for the voice acting, fortunately for the rest of the reasons that it's fortunate.
Under no surprise, none of the staff really went on to have a storied voice acting career except for Dogi for some reason. And I forget exactly what Dogi moves on to, but he does move on. Alright, so we're just going to try to not die coming up here. Also, this isn't the right way to go. It looks like I'm just kind of jumping up walls at this point. This is where the actual path is, and this is the only way to get there. So we're going to put on our power ring, which doubles our attack. We're going to put on an herb just in case I'm going to die miserably. And we're going to fight our first boss, which is secretly the hardest boss in the game. It's this wizard who doesn't have very strong knees. We're just going to crawl around on the ground, which is going to be a common tactic you see, and stab him in the ankles. Well, hopefully stab him in the ankles. Sometimes he just doesn't want to get over here and plays keep away, and that's very rude of him. I'm going to try to do this without healing, but it's going to get scary. Hey, there we go. And we're going to hear our legally distinct, not Metroid sound. 6 HP is plenty of buffer, especially when Adol, like, leaks hit points. Alright, we're going to put the new sword on. We're going to take the ring off, because ring power is drained 1 power per second or so. Not exactly 1 power per second, but we do want to save our ring power for when we actually, like, you know, need it. And we can recharge the ring in town, and every time we kill a person or a monster, as the old East games call the monsters goons, we gain 1 ring power.
I like that. Goons. I'm down with that.
Yeah, it's jarring in a weird way, but very silly, and I like it. Like, if you ever play East 1 or 2, you'll see all of the characters calling the monsters goons. Now, I don't need another level here, but I might accidentally get one. But it's not a bad way. The next fight... Okay, so these green bugs are the most damaging monsters in this cave. Just a heads up. They will completely melt your health bar. So when you see me going very slowly around a tiny green worm, that's what's going on. And they kept that true in the later games too. In East Oath of Volgana, the remake of this, those things will completely melt your health bar. And now they're raining. Oops, I want to save right here, because I can't save in boss rooms.
I'm not seeing a lot of safety procedures being taken in this particular mine.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not OSHA certified. So we're going to fight this statue. And it's going to be a pretty easy fight. We're going to bait out the swings like that. Or the beams. And try to take some swings at its feet. Whoop! Getting hit is not so bad. There we go. That was a decent fight, actually. And now you're gonna get cutscenes.
That'd be 2 bosses down already.
There we go, we're almost there.
Grady, from now
I'm now
on,
out of
you better
Monster Energy
mind
drink.
your own business. You don't understand the power you're dealing with. It will destroy everybody, not just us, but you too, Pink Man. Are you still here? I thought I told you to leave. How many times do I have to repeat myself? You are brave to oppose me, boy. This time, I'll let you go. But if you ever get in my way again, I will have no choice but to kill you.
Now listen for my boy,
Who are you?
in Youngin.
I'm sorry that you're in danger because of me. Let's leave this pit, my boy. My leg. Could you help me walk?
The mayor constantly calls Adol Youngin in my boy.
Harvey, what will we do if the
That
mine
is some
has been
special
destroyed?
voice acting right there.
It's so
Mayor
good.
Grady.
So,
I don't
East
know.
4 came out on the
Your name
TurboGrafx
is
16. They're basically telling me to go back to town. This guy here,
Go now.
his voice line isn't, are you Adol? His voice line is, your name is Adol. As in, he is identifying us as Adol and naming us. I think that was not exactly delivered correctly, but I love it. So East 4 did come out on the PC Engine, never came out in the States. The thing with East 4 is it received a fan dub. And the fan dub extremely leaned into the campy 90s voice acting. And it is something extremely to watch. Chat's yelling ring, we're not taking the ring off yet. We recharge the ring first. We try to go one menu to do everything. Alright, so we're gonna enter this building here, which we're only gonna see once, and it's Grandma. It's Roy's grandmother, who's really excited to see his pendant. And she gives us another ring. She gives us a shield ring. But out there, if y'all get a chance, go play East 4 on the PC Engine with the fan dub. They voice acted all the cutscenes. There are a ton of them, and they're all amazing. And now I'm not going to talk over this voice work.
Adol, you came just in time. There's something I'd like you to do. But first, Elena, could you tell us your story again?
I'm afraid to tell this to someone I've just met. But if you trust him... This is about my brother, Chester. It has been half a year since he left Serena. It looks like he's working for King McGuire. I've heard bad rumors about Chester. They say he's been around Alcano Ruins. I found my brother's pendant near the entrance, so I know he's been there.
This might not have anything to do with Elena's story, but a priest named Pierre went to Alcano Ruins yesterday and hasn't returned. Adol, I'd like you to go to the ruins and look for Pierre. I'm concerned about the safety of the village. If you see Chester, tell him that his sister Elena is very worried.
Oh, I've forgotten to introduce myself. I'm Elena Studart. It's nice to meet you, Adol, but I'm sorry to burden you with my problems.
She does all that and then introduces herself afterwards. So we're going to go check out where Chester may have gone to in Alcano Ruins. And somebody in chat mentioned Chester's voice actor is amazing, and yes, Chester's voice makes this game for me. And to answer the question in chat if the hitboxes are as bad in the TurboGrafx version as they are in the SNES version, the answer is no. The TurboGrafx hitboxes are amazing. This game is legitimately great on this console. To the point where I couldn't bring myself to submit it to the Bad Games Marathon. Anyway, this room's fine. We're going to be doing some lovely jumps and killing wizards. Casually, this area was somewhat of a nightmare because I wasn't sure what I was doing wrong, but... Oh, whoops. Well, what I'm doing wrong is not going down these stairs. But, you know, just jump over the wizard, stab the wizard. Outdoor...
Standard procedure.
Sorry.
No, right? No. Let's say jump over the wizard, stab the wizard is pretty much standard procedure, I think.
It's what you do in every time you see a wizard. Sorry to RBW. So these guys, if you just duck and attack them right away, you'll just hurt them. You'll just kill them. This room is, in the Super Nintendo version, you'd get out here, you see those birds up there, you just stand in the corner and swing at these birds for like 20 minutes. And that's how you level up high enough to be very good at this video game, the Super Nintendo version. You can basically just tape down the button and just monitor your health and you'll be okay. Oh, nope. Okay. Alright, these guys you gotta be careful with. They're invincible when they've got their little scissor thing out. Alright, this room is interesting, because this has little monsters that run along the ground, and when you jump, they all jump at you. So what we do is we put on a shield ring and, don't jump. Just don't jump. take the hit to the chest. You've got a shield ring on, you've got armor, you're fine. It doesn't hurt that bad. Get over it, Adol. And now you've got cutscenes. You're gonna see how the Pope's evil. Sort of.
Brother Pierre, you must tell me what you want here.
I seem to have lost my way.
No need to lie, good brother. You're looking for the statue, aren't you? What the? I think I heard someone up there. You! You were the swordsman I saw in the Tigre mine. Didn't I warn you not to show your face around here?
You! Come with us!
My favorite line is coming up. It has the word molten lava in it, so you listen for it.
Molten lava is flowing down there. No man has ever returned alive.
Just the delivery.
How do you know my name?
Now he's not easy.
So you have talked with Elena. Well, it's my life. What I do has nothing to do with you or Elena. Now, goodbye forever.
So Chester takes the approach like he introduces himself and he's got Adol on a cliff and Adol's like, "Oh, you're Chester, it's nice to meet you." And Chester's just like, "Look, you can't talk to me about my sister. I'm gonna kick you into a hole." Alright, I'm gonna keep my shield ring on because I am a smart girl who has learned from her mistakes and doesn't want to suddenly lose all of her hit points trying to get through here. Okay, we're good. Everything is fine. Everything is fine, nobody worry. I did not make a single panic noise, you didn't hear a thing. I can have the host confirm this for me.
Absolutely, I heard nothing panicked whatsoever.
Thank you. Anyway, we're in this lava cave. This is where they put adventurers, I guess. And there's an unlimited herb on the corner there, so you can always refill your health.
Nice of them to keep it there.
It really is. So we're gonna put on this ring again and watch out for birds. Okay.
Teleporting birds.
Yeah, the bird behavior is always it gets close to you and then teleports to a different Y position. And then, you know, you just kind of got to react to wherever it's going to teleport to. With a lot of enemies, my strat is stand there and let it hit me. Or run at me and I'll stop moving and swing. But that doesn't really work that well here. Alright, so we're going to turn off the shield ring briefly. My objective is don't use the herb. Mostly because it just wastes time to get a new one. But we might end up using the herb. We're gonna run away from this fire. Shout out to this fire. You'll see it again later. It's a lot more irritating later. So we're gonna save and hopefully we have enough hit points to not die here.
Was the fire actually chasing you?
It's going from left to right is what I'll say.
Okay.
That's a weird position, but I think we got this. Hey!
6 hit points again.
6 hit points, it's all you need.
Anything more than 0 is enough.
And now we've got the stone idol. So we're gonna put that right in the trash. We're gonna put the shield ring on for a moment. Save the game, cause let's go. So the same fire's here, but it's doing the exact same pattern, except this time you're running at it, and it's way harder to deal with.
I now see what you mean.
It's the worst. Like, the fire is so easy to work with earlier, and then like, okay, maybe it'll chase you from right to left. No, it's still going left to right. Alright.
Oh, why make it easy on yourself, I guess?
Okay, birds, let's talk about this. I did not consent to this mean activity. Alright, I might take the ring off. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, yep, ring is going off. So I want to see at least a little bit of energy. So, my objective of don't use the ring has failed. Or the herb has failed, so now we get to hear this tune again. Also, people in chat are talking about the music in this game. Yeah, all of the East franchise has bangers, all of them. It is just a series full of absolute bangers on every track. Also, anime openings. And the anime openings always have exciting music until you get to East 8, which has really somber music in its anime opening.
Is it an exciting flavor of somber, at least?
Not particularly. That was a really big change, and I was really surprised.
Huh.
Alright, we've got the stone idol, and that lets this lava turn to stone. In the Genesis version, a skip was recently found where you can just hop on over the lava and call it a day. It's a terrifying thing where if you jump out of the lava fast enough, it doesn't hurt you.
Exciting.
Yeah, I don't understand how it works exactly, but it was really exciting to see a bunch of new world records for East pop up on the board. Or at least East 3, which is the one that, like, there's not even a channel for Wanderers from East on the East Speedrunning Discord. There's a Felgana channel, but that's it. Which is a different game, but it tells the same story. Alright, the birds and the... Yeah, we're fine. Everything's good. Nobody worry. But the East Speedrunning Discord is full of, like, really rad people. I've had a lovely time there. But, like, there's no need for an East 3 Wanderers from East channel. Nobody runs it but me and the opponent.
And speaking of lovely communities in Discord, the RPG Valkyries have one.
Wow,
and they are a lovely
about it.
community. Yeah, I am doing that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's cool. If you want to hang out with the RPG Valkyries, and believe me, you do want to hang out with the RPG Valkyries, you should consider joining their Discord. They would love to have you. I will put the Discord link in the chat.
I could have sworn
Oh my
I
gosh.
heard someone.
Trust me, they're good people to hang around with. They let me join. They'll let anyone.
What's going on? It's nothing.
Now we have Chester reporting to his boss. It's very mad at him.
It must have been my imagination.
Well, be more careful.
Tell me, Chester.
What will you do about Brother Pierre?
He seems to be on to us. So I'm going to lock him up in the dungeon of Valestein Castle.
Mr. Merlin,
Yes?
the fire dragon Girin has been slain.
What? I'll be there immediately. Chester, I don't see how that little boy can give you such a hard time.
I'm very sorry.
Adol's like 19, 17 or something in this game. They just call him that little boy, sure.
It seems like they've gone. I don't know, but it gives me the creeps. Hey, what's that in the dark?
Get ready for Elena's first, like, complete error in judgment.
So why didn't they voice Adol?
He's a solid protagonist.
Be some kind of mechanism.
But he talks.
Yeah, how about that?
I think this is the way to find the statue. I remember a story my brother used to tell me. He would talk of a flying monster that lived in volcano ruins. A monster that guarded a magical statue. Why? I am the one who brought you here. I can't let you face this danger alone. Thank you. All right, but... Adolf, be careful.
So, Elena's like, let's go fight the dragon together, and Adol has to remind her, like, Elena, you are literally not a warrior. Like, you just live in the village. You cannot do this. This is not the first time Elena says something kind of dumb. So get ready for that. I saved in the wrong spot. You have to save at the end of this hallway. And like, come on. Elena, you're great. You're doing wonderful. You're under stress. Like, you're doing your best, but like, oh, some of these opinions she's got. So let's fight our dragon. We're gonna stand right here on this little nook, not at the top of the stone and not at the bottom of the stone. That puts the dragon right here where we can just upstab it over and over, and it can't hit us. Well, it can if we sit in the wrong spot, but let's hopefully not do that.
What a highly cooperative dragon.
Yeah, its AI pattern just seeks you out where you are and goes to a certain distance to the right and a certain distance above you, so it always sits in the same spot. So that's the sweet spot to stand. And if you stand on top of the rocket, like the tip of it, it'll be too high for you to upstab. And now we've got the moon statue.
So is it a sculpture of the moon?
It kind of looks like one, but it's got wings, I guess, on its face.
So is it made of the moon then?
I'm gonna go with yes. It is made of the moon.
I'm surprised
Now here's,
you've come back alive.
I want you to pay attention to Chester's
I underestimated.
change of heart.
It looks like I'll have to deal with you personally.
He's gonna deal with us personally and struts up to us. Strutting runs in the family. Watch Elena walk to you later.
Chester, no!
Elena, what are you doing here?
I asked Adel to stop you from doing any more harm. Please, stop! Why are those statues so important to you?
It's my duty. I must get revenge. Surely you remember what happened that day? Adel, just leave me alone. I don't want to fight.
He's gonna deal with us personally, and now he doesn't want to fight, and he's gonna strut away. It's a real quick change of heart. See, she's got a strut too.
Let's go back to the village, Adel.
Oh, this is the game music, Natara. Absolutely. Alright, so we're back in town. What am I doing in town now? I know what I'm doing in town.
Adol, am I glad to see you? I'm leaving for a while. I must climb Mount Secco. I seek my old spiritual master who lives there. I could be gone a long time. Adol, Mayor Grady gave me a message for you. He must see you. It's urgent. His house is beside the inn.
Alright, so he's gonna go live up in the woods with his old the mountains with his old master, which is fine. Have a good life, Togi. Maybe we'll see him later. Alright, so we are going to charge our ring. Do we need to buy an herb? Maybe. We have one. We want to buy an amulet. Remember to unequip that. Nope, not the chainmail. We want to wear the chainmail. That's important. Alright, we're gonna go see the mayor. The mayor's gonna talk to us more too, and get your my boy and youngin' accounts out.
Adol, my boy, I'm glad you have come. Look what has happened, young'un. Someone broke in while I was gone. They sure made a mess of my home, but nothing is missing. I think they were thugs from Valestein Castle. They are after the statue you found in Tigray Mine, my boy, and for some reason they thought I had it. If the statue has something to do with all the creatures that have been roaming around lately, then you will be in danger. But we still need your help. You are a great swordsman, and I will put the trust of the entire town in you. What do you say, young'un? Are you game?
This is a but thou must. You can say no, and he's like,
Adel, my boy. Here's the first thing I would like you to do. You remember the locked door you found in the mine? Well, it stays locked, because beyond it are pits with many fierce monsters. I've heard old stories about that place, and they say another statue rests somewhere inside. I've already sent a party of miners there, my boy, and I would like you to join them in a search for the magic statue. Here, take this with you, young'un. I hope you will find it useful.
I've already lost counts of youngin' and my boy in that, but there was a lot.
I love how they just sort of went with the first take that everyone took for these voice splits.
Look, we've got this room for an hour. Everyone get in there, say their lines, and get out.
You want to do that again? Nah, it's fine.
Ah, that's good. I mean, we could put another youngin in there. Oh, you know what? Let's do it again.
Would this be a good moment to plug?
Yeah, let's go.
Because, I have had to actually interact because I haven't had a whole lot of things to read. Because it seems like we're not getting a whole lot of donations right now.
Oh, I have a thing for that too, but finish your thing first.
Oh well, I just wanted to point out that the Speedrun Ragnarok 2021 is being held in support of Take This, which provides education on mental illness so that friends, family members, and coworkers can be better allies to those who are suffering, among other things. And it would be a good idea to donate money to this particular cause. In fact, I've put a link in the chat, and if everyone watching right now gave just $5, that would be more money for charity.
Alright. I'm gonna challenge chat here a little bit. organMike, do you have a good, speech voice?
I do have a good speech voice. I don't have the fantastic acoustics I've had in the past, but I do have a good voice.
God, that would be so helpful. Oh my gosh. If I gave you a silly speech, you could have a somewhat dramatic reading of it.
I can have a very dramatic reading of it.
Alright. There is a very overwrought explanation of adventure at the end of this run. Oh, and it's hilariously overwrought and goes on way too long. What do you think? Maybe if this run raises, say, $200, would you read that?
I would, but I could be more hilarious for $400.
Oh, okay. So, we'll, at bare minimum, read this for $200.
Yeah, for $200 I'll read it. The more money that comes in, the more overwrought I'll get.
Okay, that's a fun challenge. The overwroughtness starts at 4, but you don't even want to know what happens at 5.
No, definitely not. If we manage to make 1,000, I might get calls of noise complaints from my neighbors. So.
Get organMike a noise complaint for $1,000.
Put it on the incentive list.
Alright, so this area I'm going through it's the mines again, but it's scary, spooky, evil mines. It's called the Haunted Road. And these green monsters, not Fenway Park, they deal 1 billion damage to you, which is why I'm trying to be very careful around them and taking my time. The other one's not so bad. Alright, now we've got more armor. Nope, that's the save button. That's not what I want.
Does that more armor mean you take less damage?
Yes. Not by a lot, but it's better than the second piece of armor I had. I do not have 1 billion health. I have about 75 health. Also, this jump is required. This is not a fun speedrun jump. This is just the jump the game wants you to do. I'm scared. I'm so scared of this thing. Okay, we're good.
Your challenge seems to have worked. We have donations coming in.
Ooh.
We have a no-comment donation of $20 from Old Man Vax. Thank you very much for that. And Chiron HR has given us $50 with the comment of "Go Giles, go!"
Okay. This is good. We only need another 100 for the dramatic reading.
130.
130, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Okay, I need to somewhat concentrate on this boss, because this boss is bad. But if you want to do anything during this boss, please do.
Well, great. Now that I'm on the spot, I haven't got anything to do.
I probably could have told you to wait like 10 seconds. So this, it cycles of 5. We're going to jump up and hit it 5 times. We're going to wait here 5 crystals. If I touch the red or the blue thing, I will get teleported to the other one. Well, just the red one. The red one will teleport me to the blue one. Oh, I bought a thing for this. This is why I bought an amulet. There's going to be a little bit of flashing. Flashing's gone. Ow! No! Getting teleported is very bad. Don't do it. 3, 4, 5. You do get to hear the solo in the song, which is neat, because we definitely won't hear it anywhere else.
Well done.
Thank you. It's not, like a terrifying danger boss, but it is such an irritating one. Now we've got the light statue, which looks a lot like the moon statue.
But instead of being made of moon, I'm supposing it's made of light.
It is. I think Spoodoo in chat posed that the moon crystal is just the actual moon. So not only is Adol walking around with the moon, he's walking around with all light in the universe.
That's a terrifying prospect.
Indeed it is.
And speaking of terrifying prospects, we have a $20 donation from Nia. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. And they say, let's hear a speech as overwrought as mild steel.
I'm not joking. This game just harps hard on the spirit of adventure. And y'all I can't wait. At the end of the, I think it's, Oath, not Oath. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Memories of Salcedo, the remake of 4. Eldiel dubs Adol an adventurer. Which he always was, but now he's been told that by a winged god of some sort.
You know, once you get the letters after your name, it's official.
What are the letters for adventure? ADV? Is this what we're deciding on?
I think BADV, yeah.
Adol, what's his last name? Is it? Why am I not blanking on Adol's last name? It's got like a C in it, doesn't it?
I've never seen the game before,
Kristen.
I have no idea.
Adol Kristen. How about ADV? Alright, we've got the thing we need out of here. And now we can leave. We're gonna bring the statue to Mayor Grady.
Mayor Grady?
Mayor Grady.
There's no beaches around, I hope.
Not that I know of. Alright, so normally I like to buy a large shield here, but I played too well and I can't afford it, so no large shield for us. And we're going to give her this crystal we picked out, which means that she will give us an item that recharges our ring on the fly, the Brosia Serum. Are we going to... Yep, we're going to Hecktown. Okay, mirror. So we're going to have maybe not the greatest amount of defense, but it'll just be a terrifying prospect in the worst room in the game, so we'll get through it, right?
Grady, you must join forces with us. Everything will be ours once we make him return. Because I am a kind man, I will include you. I promise you that if you give us the statue, half of the world will be your kingdom. Doesn't that tempt you?
You must be kidding. Listen to yourself, man. And you call yourself a king?
Too bad, Grady. I was sure you could be a powerful leader. But now you dare to oppose me. We will have the statue. If you refuse to cooperate, your villagers will be held responsible. Clear out of my way!
Get out of here, peasant!
I love the little kick, that's great.
Well now, that was King Maguire of Valestein Castle, my boy. The king himself has finally come to threaten me. I'd better tell you everything, Adol. This is becoming very serious. Listen carefully. An evil being called Demonicus once dominated this land. He was locked away by a brave warrior. Now, King Maguire is trying to unleash Demonicus and use his evil power to conquer neighboring lands. You possess 3 of the 4 statues once used to put Demonicus away. King Maguire worried that you will find the 4th statue and banish Demonicus once again. To the north on Mount Secco lives an old hermit. He knows many legends and maybe more about the statues. I'm sorry to get you involved in this, my boy, but with this injured leg, well, you see how it is. Take this letter to the hermit. He may help you. Good luck, young Adel.
See, that one we got young Adel. Not youngin', not my boy. We got young Adel.
I like how he's leaning on that injured leg line. It's like, oh, you know, I go and do it, but you know, I really can't.
It's not the monsters. It's not the harpy. It's not the dragon. It's, oh, my leg hurts.
Yeah, I'd totally be the hero of this one, but you know, you get a little older, the hip starts to go on you. Yeah, it's.
I will tell you, he has a change of heart later. It's very weird and sort of like, no, but you'll see it when we get there. He basically says like, all right, you've done your job, you can go home. And you're just like, wait a minute. No, that's not the move to make.
What about your bad leg, Mayor?
All right, these guys are the worst. We're gonna hopefully get through these without taking too much damage. None would be ideal, which seems to be the case right now. I put the power ring on because we're not strong enough to kill these fast enough with down stabs. We'll fall into them and take some damage while we're down stabbing it. But with the power ring, they die in like 1-ish hit. And the trick is to jump over them. Alright, so we're going to take our ring off, not our armor, our ring off, we're going to put on the mirror, and we're going to save the game, and if y'all got praying emotes in chat, now's the time.
Bless thou the RNG.
Nope, today is not that day. We want to, so the mirror, what it does is freeze every enemy in place and it can't move or anything. And then we put the shield ring on and hope for the best. So we're going to try that again. It is the most stressful room in the game. And I don't love it.
I think pretty much every game has one of these.
And the thing I don't want to do is use my shield ring. Or not the shield ring, I don't want to use my my herb. Please go away. Please go away. There we go. That's
oh, they
fine.
just pop up everywhere, don't they?
Oh yeah, it's 3 of them and they respawn constantly. So even if you kill them, they will come back and just pop up again. They tend to be a little bit in front of you, but sometimes underneath you.
Adel, how did you get here?
Dogi, is this your companion Adel? It is fate that we meet now. Come in, my children. We must ponder the future.
So we're gonna go inside and ponder the future.
I see. Those from Valestein Castle are seeking the ancient statues. I know one of the statues is hidden here in the caverns of Mount Secco. Legend says it is protected by a powerful force. It is said that the beast which dwells atop these mountains holds powerful magic, a talisman to help enter the caverns. Adel, my child, you are unprepared. Carry this sword with you into battle.
Alright, so he's given us a cool sword, and we're gonna tell Dogi to walk easy. And we're gonna take our cool new sword and we're gonna grind. This is the only grinding segment in the game.
I think I'm going to start telling my friends to walk easy as a farewell.
I think it's like a calm down kind of situation.
I guess, yeah, but I think it sounds kind of cool, eh?
I like it.
Have a good day, walk easy, you know?
Walk easy. Yeah, have a good day, walk easy. I like it. I like it. It's just very, it's very good. So we're gonna poke in and out of this room until we've got about 19,000 experience, a little bit over 19,000. So we've probably got a few minutes if you want to talk about literally anything.
Well, I think I should mention that, of course, you've roped me into an incentive.
I did.
So we have collected $90 on this run. If we reach 200, I'm going to be giving a dramatic reading of some speech or other about adventure, which I have yet to see, so this could be exciting. Along with that, there are other incentives you can donate for. I've put a link in the chat because that's a thing that I do. Specifically, we have $140 towards climbing the mountain in Chicory, A Colorful Tale. And also, we have $106.33 towards the Tulumpa percent for Azure Dreams, which I believe is a race. So if I recall correctly, the Tulumpa percent means that we are for sure going to have a third game, and in that third game, both runners will be required to use the Palumpa, the very first monster you get, as an ally. So that sounds like it could be quite exciting.
So to be abundantly clear, all of your donations are going towards this thing, the speech and whatever donation incentive you want. So that's two incentives in one.
For sure, you don't have to specify that. That's just for this run. That's something FlannelKat has decided to make me do. And so, if we reach $200, I'll be giving a dramatic reading, and the more money we get beyond that, the more dramatic that reading will become.
I'm into it. I want maximum drama. So that's going to take some cash then.
Oh, definitely. I don't just get the drama out for anyone.
Alright, so we've got enough experience. I've taken one hit. This is awesome. I love this game.
And to go with all that, all your donations, of course, go towards Take This, which is a mental health non-profit with their main mission to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, to provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. It's a fantastic charity, and hopefully you will all donate towards it.
I feel like I should have reacted to that statement in any way. I just was concentrating on a lot of nothing. Take This is a wonderful charity. I participate in this marathon every single time it pops up. I highly recommend this. I have used AFK rooms myself. They are wonderful. I have been to AFK rooms, I think in multiple places at this point. I've used the MagFest one and like a PAX Unplugged one, and they are invaluable.
So if we reach $10,000, we get one of those AFK rooms. Are you able to explain while you're playing what that is? Because I actually don't fully understand the concept myself.
Well, I'm going to concentrate on this harpy real quick.
That's quite alright.
But I'm not opposed to at least explaining my experience. So we want this harpy to be down here, where we can use the sword. And we're going to hopefully, well, we're not going to do that strat. Jump directly into her from below will let you use your down stab without getting pushed out of her sprite. If you're slightly to the left or right, she'll push you out of the sprite. So we've got 2 good down stabs in there, and the rest is just swing the sword.
Whatever happened, it seemed like it worked.
It did good. That health bar melted just as quickly as mine. But hers melted faster.
Just slightly faster. Again, 1 hit point is enough.
That's all you need. Alright, so AFK rooms are basically quiet spaces in loud events. I don't have the full blurb in front of me, but I do know that they have resources there. In addition to just regular resources and people there, they have a variety of quiet solo activities you can do there as well if you just need to do something to take your mind off of things. I think there was a deck of cards and someone playing solitaire in the last one I went to. People just kind of on their books reading a book on their phones, not talking. They don't really like talking in those rooms, which is reasonable.
That sounds like a wonderful space. I know as someone, I'm not particularly suffering from any ill mental health myself, but I do get overwhelmed easily by lots of noise, and I find often, not that I've been to a lot of conventions and that, but those sorts of spaces I can find very difficult to handle for long periods of time. So with a room like that available, that would be just a nice place to go, it sounds like.
The last time I was in, it was I think a beanbag chair in a corner, and I believe Natara and Margie were there, and that was good. Okay, we're gonna fight a dragon now. So we're gonna save our video game, and this dragon, the key is don't get hit by the tail. Just don't touch the tail. If you think you want to touch this dragon's tail, my advice is don't.
But it has such a cute and touchable tail.
It hurts a lot, I'll give it that. We're gonna try to get a little bit closer. And this is what we're gonna do for a little while. We're gonna jump up and down in front of this dragon and pet it. Alright, more cutscenes.
And once those are done, we have more donations.
Excellent, I love it. Now we've got the very concept of dark in our inventory, and we're gonna get some one-on-one time with Chester.
Don't move! Oh no, it's you again. Give me those statues. We are victims of the curse of Demonicus. Now we are trapped down here together. All right, I'll tell you. A year ago, everyone in my village died, murdered by that king. Right before my eyes, my friends, neighbors, and parents were butchered, one after another. My sister Elena and I were the only survivors. I started working at Bellenstein Castle. I was planning to avenge my people when I discovered the plans to re-invoke the curse of Demonicus. King McGuire underestimates the power of the curse. It can destroy Bellenstein Castle itself. And when it does, I will have my revenge. They will be destroyed by their own ambitions. Hey, did you hear something?
Adel, I've come to rescue you! Chester, is that really you? It's me, Dogi.
Dogi?
Chester, you've changed. 10 years ago, you were a man with many dreams. You used to tell me how you were going to make the land of Kenai the greatest in the world. And now look at you. I want you to stop working for King McGuire and Bellenstein Castle, Chester. Then maybe things will be like they used to be between us.
Dogi, forgive me.
That is not Adol talking. That is Chester.
Master, thank you for everything.
Be at peace, Dogi. Remember me and return when you are in these lands.
Well, Adel, we must leave these cursed mountains.
I like how he says it in front of his master's house. Oh, let's leave this cursed place. Dogi, this is my lawn.
Jedi, what happened?
The town was attacked. All the villagers have been taken hostage. They're being held in Bellenstein Castle.
What? Adel, only you can help them. Go, rescue the villagers. But take this ring with you. It is a parting gift from our master.
Alright, he gives us the heal ring, which we're sort of going to use. He gave us a time ring earlier, or the mayor gave us a time ring, which we will never use. Alright, what do I need to do in town? I need to do housekeeping. Let's go.
I'm glad I'm on push to talk, because my laughter there would have been rather distracting.
Oh, that's what I was looking for. That good laugh.
It's there, trust me.
Alright, we're going to buy a mirror and an amulet.
Is this a good time for donations?
Is there going to be... There's going to be a little bit of voice acting. And then we're going to go to the worst place in the universe, but it's got good music. So right after this conversation with the mayor, I'm going to say go for it.
Fantastic.
This time, I'm afraid King Maguire is serious. He says that if we don't give him the statues, he will kill all of the villagers. Adel, my boy, you fought very hard for this village, but as mayor, I have to make sure the people are safe. I have to ask you to give the statues to King Maguire so that the villagers will be spared. You can fight him later. You are a brave man, young'un. I trust your decision. Please try your hardest.
Chad in there is talking about the timeline. Dogi becomes a playable character after receiving a weapon in East 8, but is not quite up to fighting because he's kind of the mayor in East 8. He becomes a playable character in 7.
So the timeline isn't quite as confused as the Zelda timeline, then?
Not quite. Well, E7 takes place before, or East 8 takes place before 6, I think? Not 6. Before, I don't know. They talk about El Tago. Never mind, you can go ahead and do things. Also, once again, our friend here is going to try to say, like, I can come and help. But no, it's a scary castle with monsters. You're not coming inside and helping.
Alright.
Alright, you can talk now, I'm sorry.
Here you go. No, that's alright. That's fine. Because I have to try and read some of these too. So we got $10 from Kuresalash, who says, East 3 got all the excellent farewells, walk easy, and goodbye forever! We also have $10 from a Red Sail, who just says good luck with the run. Purple Mage Claire has given us $5, who says speech and donation incentive, what a deal, let's get maximum drama. And the Altar Maven has given $25, say more funds for Take This, and here's to name the character in Gauntlet 4 Quest Mode Valkyrie. Stay calm and walk easy.
I like that the walk easy thing is now a thing. Big fan of that. Y'all make me very happy out there in chat. So
Well,
are we...
like
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it looks like I've contributed something then. If you too want to contribute, there is a donation incentive in chat, or donation link in chat. Feel free to click on that and give us money.
So how close are we to the dramatic reading?
We're at $140. So
$60.
200 gives us a reading, and more drama is, or more money is more drama.
Beautiful. In terms of timeline, this run is pretty much going on pace. So expect it to end somewhere around hour 35, hour 40. So that's how much... Ah! No, bad. These knights are the worst. The white ones will chase you and you can't really fight them back. These ones, you just gotta stand there and swing and they'll run into your sword. Alright. This place is scary and has the hottest jams. I'm gonna just save again. Which is going okay so far. I've only had to reload once. I want a little bit of hit points. I need to at least sustain, like... Well, theoretically I could fight this next boss without any... Oh god, I don't love it. Without any hit points, which is how many I have right now. Well...
Anything more than 0 is enough, but 0 just won't do it.
Yeah, zero's a problem. My problem there is I didn't give this guy enough room to scroll him off the screen before he decided to chase me into Narnia. Also, every place that's not currently where I am right now is Narnia. I'm sorry. It's just a thing I do. Alright. Alright, so now here is the best shield in the game. So that's good. So we're gonna put that on, because that feels good. Jump over this guy.
So if it's not a wizard, the jump over and then stab technique isn't really on the agenda then.
Nope, not at all. Alright, this is the boss room. So we're gonna put our ring on. We're gonna try to not use the herb, but we will if we have to. Yeah, I guess this is the boss fight to use the herb on if I have to. Ouch! So he's gonna swing this around. We're gonna get inside of his foot and die. And that's not, that was RNG manipulation.
RNG, yeah, RNG manipulation, yeah.
So we're gonna duck in front of him.
It's to give people more time to donate to the dramatic reading.
There we go. Okay. What was going on there is I'm waiting for, he approaches you, he stops when he's a certain distance away, and he swings the mace around. The mace does 2 revolutions. When it does 2 revolutions, he will kneel down and put his arm out and swing the mace again. It will do 2 more revolutions. The trick is to lay on the ground, wait for the second revolution to pass by, and then just inch forward just a little bit, so you're not touching his foot with your face, but you can still hit him with your sword. This is a bad situation right here. That's okay, I saved for a reason. And he deals a ton of damage there. But if you do that, and it's a lot harder than it looks, you will get by without taking a hit. And if you do take a hit, it's not that bad depending on how your trip to the castle was.
The fewer traps you run afoul of, the more hits you can take, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's rare I get there with more than like a hit or 2, though. Ouch, my toes. This next boss I am not worried about hitting me. It might hit me, but I'm not really worried about that happening. Which we're just backtracking a little bit through the castle. Because we got the red armband, which means we are allowed in the concert. Oh, I mean, like, you know. Yeah, the concert. I'm gonna go with the concert.
Who's playing?
I guess a church organ.
I'm interested. Tell me more.
You're there for it. Here's the bouncer. We've got a red armband. We show him it, and he's like, all right, cool. You may proceed as I dissipate into nothingness.
You have paid the cover.
Alright, so we're gonna take these stairs down here real briefly. Because there is a chest and it's got the battle armor. It's the best armor in the game.
And so you'll take even less damage now.
Allegedly. You still take, like, a truck's worth of damage when you get hit. Like, it's really silly, this game, sometimes. Yep. This is all fine. Nobody worry. I see you worrying out there. It's okay. Alright, so we're gonna put on our ring, we're gonna put on the flashy amulet again, and we're gonna save the video game. There are gonna be 3 quick flashes when this fight starts. I'm sorry, but they will happen. I'll tell you when they're past. They are gone. Alright, so this fight. You're gonna see me execute this pattern, and just do that. Basically, when it's running from left to right, you want to do a down stab over it. So you're basically doing an upwards moving down stab, and trying to get your sword in its hitbox for as long as possible. And then when it's going back to the left, just stay to... so the going back to the left is not as simple as just attacking upwards. you have to be a certain distance away from it. It's not a precise distance, but if you're too close or too far, it'll just jump right into your face. So you kind of want to have it like sort of half scrolled off the side of the screen, give or take. And that means it'll jump over you, because it only jumps at certain parts in its animation.
Sort of a go-by-feel kind of thing.
Yeah. It took me long enough to just getting, I'll also, you know, this fight's almost over, but I want to see some moves in chat, please. This fight is now over, but get some post-mortem moves.
We got at least one hot doggo.
Excellent. I like that fight because it's basically a health refill. And here's the concert. Well, there's no organ, I guess, but...
No, that's an organ.
I'm so worried about
All right.
you.
Oh, there's
just
an
no
organ.
one's sitting.
You told me to wait, but I had to come for you. This
Not a very
man
big
is
one.
going to attack you.
So you are Adel. I've heard of the trouble you gave Chester. I see. But who needs King McGuire? Step back!
And now the power of gay light will open the door. Kind of a rainbow. I'm into it. Concert's over.
Adolf, let's follow him. Maybe you're right. It's too easy.
Oops. Elena does not say yes or no to that command. But we just go ahead. Now we're in this room. This room's a lot easier to deal with. It's basically the first room of the game again, except there's these weird flying lobsters. But we're good. It's fine. During D-Rest yesterday, this next boss that's coming up, I accidentally left the room while I was fighting it twice. So that's good. We're gonna hopefully not let that happen today.
I've always wondered why it is, you know, a lot of more modern games just lock you in the room with the boss. I've always liked that you can run away in some of the older ones.
Mm-hmm. Every one in this you can leave. You can just walk out. Mostly. Anyway, now this bouncer for the concert is a lot more angry. But he doesn't have really good spacing. So we can just crawl along the ground and stab at the toes. We don't want to be pushed too far to the left, because that means we'll go down the stairs when we hit down.
So we're still at $140 towards $200 for a dramatic reading, and it's been almost 18 minutes since someone gave us money for that.
We are getting there, video game-wise.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I should put another link in the chat to donate.
Alright, now we're gonna open the jail cell, and lo and behold, you remember Roy's pendant that we got in the beginning of the game and gave to his grandma for the shield ring? Roy's not dead. Remember. Roy's on the far left of the room on the ground. He's just here. I don't know why he's in jail, but he's here. We're not gonna talk to him. We're not gonna talk to Brother Pierre either. We're just gonna get the blue armband from this random knight and get to the next part of the concert. There is no musical instrument in this next part. I'm sorry. It's just entering Castlevania.
It's an a cappella group then.
Say goodbye to the Valentine music. I'm sorry, everybody. I think. Yep. Welcome to the clock tower. It's now Castlevania. Every good Castlevania game has a clock tower. Also, shout out to that raid. I'm sorry I didn't draw attention to that. That rules. I hope you have having a lovely day. Thank you for that raid. Welcome to Speedrun Ragnarok.
I missed a raid? Oh, I'm a failure as a host.
From the lovely Commander Leonhardt.
Well, thank you very much, Commander Leonhardt.
Also, you're not a failure. You're doing great.
Well, thank you very much, FlannelKat.
We're gonna get the Protect Ring. We're gonna use that later. The Protect Ring drains your ring power very fast, but it makes you completely invincible.
I could see several uses for that.
There will be no Medusa heads, unfortunately. Sorry, chat.
Also, those gears aren't turning particularly quickly, if at all.
Yeah, right.
The background is... We made a path through the gears that don't move. We just put them there so you could climb in the tower.
How else are you going to work on the gears? There's no
yeah.
plan. So now we've got the best weapon in the game. We've got the Flame Sword. I think kind of a downgrade from the... ow. Stop shooting me in the butt. Thank you. Aww. I need to jump on this thing. Hey, second try. It is a very irritating jump and a lot harder than it looks.
And it looked pretty hard.
Excuse me. These Gold Knights, just don't try to fight them. It doesn't matter that I've got the best gear in the game. I do not have a max level 8 all. So just, don't fight them.
Is this a good moment?
Yeah, actually. We're just going to be doing some silly jumps and wandering through this clock tower.
Well, fantastic. Eldritch Mecha has given us $26 to say dramatic reading, yes please. Which puts us at 166. I know they say never do math on stream, but I'm a rebel.
My wife runs Number Munchers, so she has to do math on stream sometimes.
Oh dear.
She's good at it too.
So that leaves us with $34 to go to get a reading, and again, the higher that number goes, the more dramatic I will be.
And we're almost there. We've only got 3 more bosses in this video game.
Oh, well, better get that money in quick. And since there was just a raid, I should mention that this is Speedrun Ragnarok 2021, put on by the RPG Valkyries in support of Take This, a charity that provides support and resources for people in mental health distress. So, it's a good cause, it's a good group of people, it's a good marathon, and we've got a good run going. So, there's no reason not to donate.
Alright, welcome to Merlin. He's got a fatal flaw in his boss design. And I'll let you work that out when this fight starts. He doesn't have a hitbox. Only when he's teleporting does he have a hitbox.
This game is leaning into the Castlevania a bit, though, isn't it?
A little bit. Oh, Maryland's down. Oh yeah, Number Muncher speedrun. The dear sweet Arborelia, who just talked about multiples of 13, is my lovely wife. The speedruns of Number Munchers. And, Think Quick, which is another Apple II edutainment game.
I have been foolish. Why did I believe the words of Maryland? That devil! His only purpose was to return his master Demonicus to this world. Soon after Demonicus was revived, hideous monsters overran my beautiful castle. I am lost. My kingdom is falling into chaos and ruin. You must save me. The only hope left is in the power of the 4 statues. You must act quickly. Take them to the realm of Demonicus and seal him away with their power. Here, take this idol. Its power will aid you and help you to enter into the land of Demonicus.
Now we've got the Goblin Idol. The last piece of stone we're gonna have.
I am responsible.
So is it made from Goblin?
We can only know. We can only wonder.
Try to correct my errors. Can my people forgive me?
There's gonna be a single screen flash coming up. I'll tell you when we're past it.
I'm glad you are safe.
Well, you'll hear it.
Whosoever tries to interfere with my return will suffer dearly. Adol, how do you like this?
Flashing's gone. I know there's a delay, so maybe wait for the ding 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 noise.
Don't worry. She is not dead. Yet. If you want her to live, bring the 4 statues to my domain.
And now Adol has a whole crisis of like, is he actually a hero? Did he fail? What am I fighting for? I wonder if I'm a true warrior after all. Anyway, what do you do when you're having a bad time? You go talk to your best friend. Or just talk to Dogi. Even if you don't, if Dogi's not your best friend, talk to Dogi. He's got your back.
What's wrong, Adol? Why the long face? You're a hero in these parts. Adol, where is Elena? Where is she?
I've never felt this helpless in all my life. He's got so much to say.
The most talkative, silent protagonist I've ever seen.
Adol, you're a fine warrior. Only the truly strongest of men know their own weaknesses. Adol, Mayor Grady may be able to help you save Elena.
All it is, 2 lines. No, you're not. You're great. Go talk to the mayor. Alright, let's get some ring power. I think I've got an herb already. So let's get some Ambrosia Serum. We'll want that. We have confirmed we have an herb. We're gonna go pick up an amulet. The amulet, which I've used a few times, is just an item you activate and it hits everything on the screen. You can use it 3 times and then it's gone forever. We're gonna talk to the mayor and then we're gonna check in on how close are we to that reading. But first we're talking to the mayor.
Adol, my boy, how can I thank you for all you've done? You had better give me those statues now. Your part is finished. What? Surely someone must go, but whoever goes may not return alive. You are still young. There are many things you haven't learned, my boy.
Grady, let Adol go. He is not just a drifter. Adol is an adventurer. I'm sure he knows his life may be in danger, but there are some things that a man just can't back away from. You should have faith in Adol.
Adol. Then take this with you. It will be helpful in your fight.
He gives us his bedroom disco light. Alright, bye. So, the mayor's saying like, oh, you did your job, you can go home now, we got it. So, stark contrast to what he was mentioning before.
But your leg, Mayor.
No, I got it. So don't worry how you defeated all of these villains, single-handedly saved the world, defeated the enemy that, you know, you could only defeat, We're gonna go to Demonicus's house. You are good to talk if you want to say how close we are. We're very close to the end of this video game. Just gonna put it out there.
Well, if we're that close, we had better hurry up. We've got $34 to go if you want that dramatic reading, and there are plenty of other incentives you can donate towards, including bid wars and ways to make video games more challenging for other people who are going to be running them. I put a link to the incentives in the chat. The incentive, that's the word that I have used several times and should know what it is. The incentive to have me do a dramatic reading is over and above everything else. It's however much money that is earned during this run. So we're getting close to $200 for this run. At $200, I will dramatically read a speech on the nature of adventuring, which is all I know about it right now. So beyond that, if you would like to donate towards that, you can donate towards anything else you like too, and all that money goes to Take This, a mental health support charity. So it's definitely a good cause, and if you want to hear me rock out in my kitchen, that's absolutely something you should give money towards.
I'll be very sad if we don't hit the dramatic reading, especially this close. But yeah, we are solving Demonicus' maze. It's not that bad of a maze.
I like how they put the spotlight on you. It's just nice to, you know.
The mayor gave us that. It's the
Oh,
fire
is that?
jewel.
That's what the fire jewel does. Oh, that's cool.
I can do it without it, but it's really just looks like Adolf standing in place swinging his sword, and occasionally there's a skeleton. So I put the jewel on for the speed run, usually.
Yeah, we lit up the Abyss in Ultima 4 for the same reason.
You may not go any farther. Prepare to die.
Alright, well this boss is back in some way. But that's okay. Ow, 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 my toes! Okay, let's go ahead and put on the protect ring and just do the same thing. Except we're gonna do down stabs this time. I think that's faster. There we go.
You weren't kidding about the fast drain on your ring power on that one.
Oh yeah. No, that stuff's gone. Alright. You gotta pause as soon as you get out of there. So you can actually have some ring power. Alright, I've got a lot of that actually, so I'm gonna put on the heal ring for a little bit.
So are we at one boss left? Two?
We have the final boss remaining. For people worried, I'm sure Avalk has heard that and worried, like, this run's ending 20 minutes early. It's not. There's still, this end time is going to probably be about 1:38 or so, give or take. Just kind of roughly estimating.
So we have about 15 minutes, give or take, left in the run.
Yeah. Actually, there's dialogue, but I finished the game at 1:30 when I beat Dematicus at 1:25.
Because of my foolishness.
So Dematicus will probably go down. It's 5 minutes past Dematicus dying. But also, here's a lot of voice acting.
Well,
Also, Elena making very good points.
I admire your courage.
That's sarcasm.
Humanicus, where is Elena?
Take a look right here.
Please, stay away!
Elena! Let Elena go! She has nothing to do with this! Take me instead!
What I need are those statues that Adolf has. I don't need you. Brother and sister dying together. What a nice image. All right, Adolf, see what happens to those who oppose me.
Here's Chester's plan. He's got it.
Demonicus, prepare to die! I will avenge all those who died by your hand!
Chester, don't! Why do you always turn to fighting? Why must there always be killing? Both you and Demanicus are living beings, with emotions and feelings. Why?
Elena, I know only too well. But this is the real world. If we don't kill him, he will kill us.
This is the real world.
If Demonicus is not killed, the human race may be destroyed.
I hope you are finished with your goodbyes. Because now it is time to die.
The ancient evil being has feelings.
Lucky boy, aren't you? Step up onto the platform with the statues.
Alright, we're gonna go fight this final boss. He'll be down pretty fast, hopefully. Prepare for the hottest, and I mean the hottest, jams.
And it's what, 5 minutes after the final boss, give or take, that it's that the run ends.
Yep.
We are still $34 short of a dramatic reading.
$34 is all it takes, friends. I believe in you.
That could be one donation of $34. It could be two donations of $17.
As my
Alright, I'm gonna...
act, I will give you
And we don't have to stop there either. I mean, you could go well past that.
Wait, oh, that's not the item button. Alright, don't touch anything he does. Well, the orbs aren't bad. When he stops shooting orbs, then you have to be scared. Alright, this will deal most of your health if it hits you. It looks very not dangerous, but it is one of the most dangerous things that he does. Easy every time.
Nicely done.
Oh, and the floor does move and bounces you up and down a lot.
My brother went to the center of the land with Demonicus. He is going to destroy all of it.
Elena also.
No, Adolf, don't go! My brother says it's his fault, so he should be the one to deal with Demonicus. Adolf, please! Of course I care! We lived together for more than 17 years. I believe in my brother. I have faith. He will return. There is one thing I have to tell you. There is a legend in these parts that a long time ago, a brave young man locked Demonicus away. The village that my brother and I were born in was founded by the descendants of this brave man. King McGuire feared that his plans to bring back Demonicus would be in danger as long as these descendants lived. That is why he destroyed our village. My brother is the only one left who knows the secret that will crush the world of Demonicus. If Demonicus is to be put away for good, my brother must go. It's all right, Adol, as long as you understand.
I'd like to point out that her reasoning for why she knows Chester's going to come back
Oh, Adol.
is we lived together for 17 years. It's because they were roommates, not like, you know, it's my brother and I trust him. No, we lived together for 17 years.
The power of cohabitation.
And now Chester is not voiced for some reason in, like, the dramatic ending scene.
Well, he just took care of the great evil, so he's now the silent protagonist.
I love that theory. There's gonna be some flashing while this island explodes. There's $34. I saw that tracker move.
There it is indeed. From Profness. $34, say dramatic reading. Also, Flame Starter for Sand Knight and Clown Starter for Profness in Azure Dreams.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Should we
Profness.
really leave so soon?
Adol has a habit of leaving before
Yes, it
people
is
notice
that.
he's gone.
Adol, I have some final things to do before we leave. Why don't you go on ahead?
If there's two things Adol is good at, is falling off boats, sinking boats, and leaving towns before people are awake. Now I will say if you stop in the blacksmith, I'll do it for you. This is his only voiced line in the game.
You sure are an early riser, Adolf. What are you doing with all that luggage? Are you going on a trip?
He does not speak the entire rest of the game. You don't have to go in there, I just did that for you. That's for you, everybody.
You are really leaving, Adolf. I wish you could stay.
Hey, thank you for that raid, Palmer.
Where is Dogi? Aren't you leaving together?
My goodness, yes. Welcome, party of 38.
Elena, are you sure? You'll never meet another fellow like Adol. Are you just going to let him go? If I don't leave now, I won't be able to catch up with Adol. Well, Elena, this is goodbye.
Dogi now trying to play matchmaker. Changes the run, she's running.
What is there for you out there? You should stay here with us.
Adol's got more gods to kill. He will not
Don't
be
we
cut
all?
down. He's killed so many
Wait
gods.
for me! Haven't you forgotten something?
Anyway, we have met $200, so
Adol,
I'm so
are you
happy.
sure you shouldn't say goodbye to Elena?
I'll get my voice ready.
Sodium chloride logic, don't you dare bring up Tia Luna. That's time.
Good game. Congratulations.
Thank you. So we do have this ending, and then after the ending plays, which is not very long, it's a very short ending, there will be a speech that will come up across the screen, and that's all you.
All right, let's see if I can make this screen bigger so I can actually read it.
We're just gonna get some shots of the characters in full detail, which we never got before. Oh, it's all fan shipping. That's no official thing. There's Chester with his little pin. Thank you for the GGs, y'all. Elena's here, though. Elena's here. She calls out to Adol. Adol looks.
She's calling you. What are you going to do?
He thinks. He thinks. He thinks more. He's got an idea. He waves. Oh, hey. And then leaves.
Oh, Adol, how can I ever thank you? I'll never forget what you've done. Your bravery, your kindness, your inspiration. Someday, Adol, someday, I know that I'll be able to see you again. Farewell, Adol.
Elena does not show up again. This game, if you wait out the credits, which we're not doing, has a picture of Elena and says to be continued. That will never continue. Elena has not returned to the series yet, but I really hope she does. She does appear in the East vs. Trails game, I think. There's some art of her. And Chester's a playable character in that game.
They don't seem to worry about the order of games and continuity, so
yeah.
I'm sure they could just plunk another one down right here. Is this it?
Yep, this is it. Sorry.
To a mortal's eye, it would seem that Adol's journey has come to an end. But, to the eye of an adventurer, one can see that Adol's travels have just begun. Pause for applause. The world is too wide, and its people too diverse, to ever declare a complete victory. In fact, it is the precise desire to seek out new adventure and triumph which keeps our hearts young and our spirits alive. We only age when we become satisfied and complacent with the life of mortals. True inspiration comes from the ambition to live life to its fullest. So Adol continues on his march to experience and explore the ways of the world, to face all the challenges of good over evil, and to rid the common people of tyranny and exploitation.
That seems like a good stopping point. Nope.
As we learn each of life's lessons, we are more prepared for the next.
That seems like a conclusion, right? That's a concluding paragraph?
That's pretty solid. That's a thesis statement right there.
There you go. There we've summed it up. Yep. We just, we're good. There's a big gap. We're good. Oh, wait, there's more.
Go now, Adol. Find your life's destiny in the spirit of freedom and freedom of a true adventurer.
It just keeps going. It's so long. And that's the actual end of the speed.
That's the actual end.
Yeah.
It does scroll very slowly, too.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you, FlannelKat. That was lots of fun.
Oh, thank you. That was amazing. I had such a good time with that.
As did I. And we hope all you did as well.
I just blanked for a second. Sorry, yes, I hope so. Hey, also, hey, everybody. I've been FlannelKat. This has been my last run here. Also, if you're looking for Dogi's voice actor, Michael Neistot, look him up. He's done a lot of work. Everyone else has not. But I've been FlannelKat. This is my last run of the marathon this year. I love this marathon so much, and it's my first time I got to run as inside the Valkyries group. I am in Einherjar as of a few months ago, and it's been a lovely trip. I've been a little bit busy and unable to do as much planning as I wanted to for this thing, but I'm really happy to be a part of this. I've always loved Valkyries, love what they do, and now I get to say, hey, I'm part of that group a little bit. So that's pretty rad. So thank you so much for watching. If you like what I do, hey, I'm pretty cool. I play video games. Maybe consider following that FlannelKat Twitch chat. I'm gonna put an emote in chat, and I'll teach you a secret. If you click on that emote, and then the follow button's right there in the bottom left corner. Maybe do that.
That sounds amazing. And I'm organMike. I've been your host for this and the previous run. I'm already done all my runs, and I've had a great time at Speedrun Ragnarok 2021. I'm not officially a part of the Valkyries, but I am in my first ever marathon. This is a great time, and I'll be back hosting for part of A game tomorrow morning. I'm not even sure which one anymore. I'm very tired. But it's been a great marathon. I've had a great time. I'd like to thank the Valkyries and yourself, FlannelKat, and and hopefully everyone in chat. You're having a good time, and you can also follow me. I don't have fancy emotes. I do play video games once in a while. I also occasionally actually play music on stream, and I like having a fun time with people. So feel free to join up.
Alright, friends. I know it's the host's job to throw it to the restreamer to say, hey, this is time to transfer, but thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We've got more video game content for you coming up very soon. Thanks for letting me talk at you and watching my favorite video game. One of my favorites. Hang out.